Hello and welcome back. Now we're moving on to the topic of rate, the concept of rate. Right, so you may be familiar with this. Rate is used to compare quantities of different kinds. This is a bit different to ratio. Remember, with ratio we compare similar quantities, but rate compares different quantities. For example, we meet rate in real life in many situations. Like when we're talking about the price of a meat. If you walk into a butchery, you'll find the price of a meat being set out at price per unit mass. And for example, if you want to buy maybe beef, it could be costing $4 per kg, and that's a rate in itself. We're comparing two quantities. We're talking about price and mass. Okay, when we talk about the speed of a car, we are talking about the distance covered by the car per unit time. For example, a car could be traveling at 100 kilometers per hour. That's a rate. That is the rate at which the distance is increasing as the car moves. So that's a rate that we find in real life. Density of a liquid is also another form of rate. In this situation, we'll be comparing the quantities mass and volume. So density, for example, for a liquid could be 50 grams per cubic centimeter. That's another form of rate. And lastly, the last example, when you talk of typing speed can be given in the form of rate, that is number of words typed per unit time. For example, one could be having a typing speed of 100 words per minute. And you see, the importance of rate is that it helps us to easily find higher values of different quantities, comparing them with other quantities. For example, it's easier for us in this case when we know that somebody's typing speed is 100 words per minute. It's easier for us to determine the amount of time that that person is gonna spend typing maybe a document that is 5,000 words, simply by dividing 5,000 by 100. So that's the importance of rate. How do we calculate rate? Let's have a couple of examples here just to see how we calculate. We find a rate. Okay, a bag of rice weighing 12.5 kgs is selling for $15, right? Find the price per kg or per kilogram of the rice. So we want to calculate this rate, that is the price of the rice per kilogram. All right, so it's very simple. Since we want price per mass, price per kg of the rice, we'll be dividing the price, that is 15, by the mass 12.0 kg, so 12.5 kilograms, and the 15 is in dollars, that's $15, and 12.5 is in kilograms. So this is going to give us the price per unit mass, the price per kilogram of the rice. So dividing this, what we're going to get is $1.20 per kg if we divide 12.5 into 15. So that becomes our rate. That is the rate, the price per kilogram of the rice. So we get that rate simply by division. Another example, a town which is 36 square kilometers in area has a population of 24,000 people. So calculate the population density of the town per square kilometer. Right, so that's another example in which we want to find a rate, that is the population density. That's the rate we want to calculate, the population density right there. All right, so for the population density, it shouldn't be much of a difficult thing. Remember, we just divide. Population density has to do with the population per unit area. So we are dividing the total population of the city, which is 24,000. So the population density will be equal to the 24,000 people, and that's divided by 36, right? So this is 24,000 people and 36 square kilometers given in the question. That's the total area. So dividing 36 into 24,000, what you're going to get is 667 people per square kilometer. That's the population density, the population per unit area. We also found that density, population density by division. So that's what we do, depending on which quantities you want to compare with. That's the ones you use, and you divide as appropriate.